Time for the Coach's Corner here on the Firebirds Extra pregame show. Kevin Fitzgerald here with you alongside hashtag or at Coach K21. The Twitter reference will be explained in a second, but it's Kelly Nicholson, as always, here joining us on the pregame show. Coach, 2 in a row. You're back at 11-11 at this midway mark in the season. I know we've talked about it. The season has flown by so far, but vantage point right now from your standpoint, 11-11 on the season through the halfway point. Is this where you want it to be? Is this where this club needs to be, or does it really matter just the final stretch of the season?
I'm happy, Fitzy, where we are right now. Hey, obviously we'd like to have, we'd like to be 16-6 or 17-5, but we're right in the thick of things, and I've come to realize that after 22 games, if you can kind of hover around that 500 mark, the last 22 games, you kind of have your rotation set, your lineups pretty much intact, and you just roll with the guys that you have. So we'll see. I'm happy with the way that we've played. I think we can play a little bit better, which is encouraging. We've seen everybody in the league, and I think when we play well, that we stack up against anybody. So it's going to be a fun, exciting second half of the season.
And tonight will be the Bourne Braves, the Firebirds and the Braves squaring off against right here at Eldridge at 7 o'clock. And you'll have Josh Spores on the mound. Let's talk about the rotation that you just mentioned a moment ago. Trent Skutnik yesterday went 6 flawless innings, gave up a handful of hits. Sam and I were talking about it. We thought that even with that flawless start, it looked like the command wasn't even at its best from where he's been throughout this season. He's thrown a ton of scoreless innings. Right now, do you think this rotation where you have so many starters that you're still working in and out can be the strongest that it's ever been here in the Cape because you have so many to choose from that you're really working in and out throughout the season so far?
Well, that's a really good question, Fitzy. That rotation last year was pretty solid as well. But I think 4 guys made the All-Star team, and when you looked at their numbers, the numbers were really, really good. I think only time will tell. It's a little too early to evaluate that. We hope they turn out to be one of the best rotations we've had up here. That's a big, big statement because we've had some really good arms out here. We've had some first rounders and at the front end as starters, and we've had some first rounders in the back end as closers. So we'll see after 44.
But right now, it's an 11-11 start right now for the Firebirds. We're halfway through the season. We have to talk about Trent Scott. Great solid innings, 6 innings yesterday against Harwich. When you recruited this guy out of Michigan, have you seen, what is the most improved element of his game that you've seen from the start to where he is right now? He has not given up a run over his last 2 starts. Is this what you expected out of him, this type of performance so far through the Cape League?
Well, you guys did it again. You just guarantee that he's going to give up a run in his next start. I can't believe you guys jinx us like that.
We're not good with that stuff, Coach. I'm sorry.
I know that. I know you're not good with that stuff. Hey, the thing about Scuddy is Scuddy really, really competes. And when I talked to Eric Bakich at the University of Michigan, that's what he told me about Scuddy. And anytime you get a lefty that's going to compete on every pitch, you're going to take him. Bobby Pointer is the same way. So I talked to Scuddy a little bit before the game like I do with every previous night starter. He got to 2 strikes and 3 pitches. He did a pretty good job of that. His first pitch strike percentage was not what he would like to have. So that, he's got a little bit to work on between now and his next start. But I think anytime we run Scuddy out of the mound, he's going to compete, and that's all you can ask of kids out here.
Right, he got the win yesterday against Harwich, and tonight it's the Bourne Braves right back here at Eldridge Park. First pitch is coming up at 7 o'clock as Kelly Nicholson is here joining us on the Coach's Corner. Coach, Austin Davidson has been solid as well over the last couple days in the lineup. Third baseman of Pepperdine continues to just show the gap-to-gap power. Right now, at this point in the season, how dominant is that gap-to-gap power that Austin has flashed, where he can just get it, he can hit it out to left center field, right center field, leads the Cape in doubles so far?
I didn't know that, but that doesn't surprise me. He just finds a way to barrel balls, as we say. He hits low pitches, he hits high pitches, he doesn't get fooled very often, he handles the breaking stuff very well. He's got really good pitch recognition. He's a really good hitter. I heard that from several people. I heard that from Rich Hill down at University of San Diego. I obviously heard that from Doc Strauss at Pepperdine. I heard it from a scout who actually played for us in high school and played for us in college and is now scouting with the Baltimore Orioles. Scott Walter loved AD as a hitter, and so we're lucky to have him, man. We got him kind of late as well, and he's a great kid. He's a hard worker, and it's nice to see the success that he's having right now.
Yeah, and he's always kept a good attitude throughout this entire Cape League season. As it's Kelly Nicholson here joining us on hashtag Coach's Corner here on the Firebirds Baseball Network. Coach, you are a notorious tweeter. I have to bring it up. You are being marked as the best tweeter on the Cape, or at least the best coach. We'll put you up there. How much fun do you have on Twitter? You tweet out inspirational messages, good messages all throughout your time up here. You have some fun on Twitter, don't you?
I do. It's kind of like my daily newspaper. I like to, when I'm on the bus, I'll get on my Twitter feed, and before I go to bed, I'll get on my Twitter feed and just check out Cape League stuff and see how teams are doing and see what's up with our Twitter feed, I guess. I enjoy. I like to follow some different stuff. One of my favorite ones I follow is the Zen Moments one. Kind of gives me good perspective on stuff, but I enjoy it. So gosh, you gave me that reputation. I guess I'm going to have to keep tweeting it up, I guess.
How about in 140 characters or less? How do you guys push it to a 3-game win streak tonight against Bourne?
Let's do that. How do we push it to a 3-game win streak? Well, we're going to have to.
Or the best tweet.
We're going to have to score more runs. We're going to have to score more runs than the Bourne Braves. With Josh on the mound, he did not have a great start his last start, so I think he's going to go out. He's got a little bit to prove tonight, and we need to play good defense, and we need to get some timely hitting. That's what we did last night. There was not a lot of offense in that game. 3-0, and I don't know. I think we had 4 or 5 hits, and they had 4 or 5 hits maybe. But we just got some timely ones, and one thing I do know is that when you don't give up any runs, it's hard to get beat.
And you can see that message on his Twitter feed at Coach K21. I hope you like my shameless plug right here on the Firebirds Extra pregame show. Kevin Fitzgerald here with you. It is Josh Sports, the Virginia Cavalier, on the mound tonight against Bourne. That's coming up at 7 o'clock. And, Coach, as always, good luck tonight. Thanks again for stopping by.
Thank you, Fitzy.